Audio Jungle.
How did you become a graphic designer? This is the question most people have been asking me whilst I walk through this journey. Hi, my name is Ben Richmond, a graphic designer and a brand consultant with 7 years of experience in this creative field, helping brands to boost their sales with visual content, to expose themselves to boost their sales, and many more. I have designed a 14 days course on getting to know about graphic designing with Photoshop and CorelDRAW, learning the fundamentals and essential tools to create stunning visuals and to monetize a career in graphic design. Join me on this journey, on this 14 days journey, as we walk through the graphic design processes, the tools needed, and the things to do so that you can monetize every content that you create. Stay tuned on this channel. Follow me on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as Richard Multimedia. Thank you.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
How did you become a graphic designer? This is the question most people have been asking me whilst I walk through this journey. Hi, my name is Ben Richmond, a graphic designer and a brand consultant with 7 years of experience in this creative field, helping brands to boost their sales with visual content, to expose themselves to boost their sales, and many more. I have designed a 14 days course on getting to know about graphic designing with Photoshop and CorelDRAW, learning the fundamentals and essential tools to create stunning visuals and to monetize a career in graphic design. Join me on this journey, on this 14 days journey, as we walk through the graphic design processes, the tools needed, and the things to do so that you can monetize every content that you create. Stay tuned on this channel. Follow me on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as Richard Multimedia. Thank you.
Audio Jungle.
Hi, I welcome you to today's session of our Graphic Design Academy 1.0, and in this tutorial we are going to learn how to implement a project, like how to work on a project. And for today's project we are going to be designing a restaurant banner, a banner for a restaurant. So without wasting much time, let's open our CorelDRAW. So the banner for this restaurant, the size we are going to use is 4 by 8. So we will come to our inches here. We are doing 4 by 8 and 10 inches because this is just an assignment. You see, when it's in feet, you just have to select the feet, and how I explained to you the resolution and the size, the bigger the size, the lower the resolution. Please, I hope we all understand to this point. So let's get started. So I'll create the 4 inches by 10 inches height. So I want the height to be 4 and the width to be 10. So it should be in a landscape orientation. It should be in a landscape orientation. So let's get into it. Let's create our page. So we've created our page. So the first thing we do is create a rectangle here. Create a rectangle. So we can change the rectangle size to the 10 and the width 10 and the height, which is 4, to get an accurate measurement. Whilst you selected the rectangle, you can click on P to center it in the middle, to center it. So the first thing we are going to do is create our background, or we either bring in our text, our images and styles before we create our background. But sometimes it's better you create your background first. So without wasting much time, let's create our background. So we will add a gradient to this layer here. So we come and select this place, or we can just add a color to it first, and we double click on this color icon here and come to fountain fill. So we change this first one to this red color here. You see, select the gradient fill here, the comparison or show color viewers here, and choose this dark red, or let me say wine color. Click here and come and select this white dot here and change it to the red here. Click OK. So this is how we want our background color to be. So we can go ahead and download some images. So we will come to Pinterest, as I told you earlier. You go to Pinterest, sign in with your account, and now you're going to search for foods. You're going to search for foods. So I think the first one I just have here, I can just implement this food here. So I can either download it or right click to copy image. Right click to copy image, come to my CorelDRAW, right click and paste. Reduce the size. So these are the foods we are going to be using. We are going to be needing 6 foods. One to be pizza and the others rice. You can use any food mixture that you want, but this is what I am using for this tutorial. So if a client comes to you and tells you they want a banner, you ask them the kinds of food they sell and all other stuffs. So see, when you click on it, they are going to give you varieties of foods. So you just choose the one you want. Choose the food you want. I think I want this one. I like this one. I think I like this one. Let me come and paste it here. So you see, before you start the design, you have to gather all your resources before you start your design. I told us we are going to need 6 foods for that, for this tutorial. So I'm just downloading some foods that can be useful to this tutorial. So you have to stick to detail. So if I tell you I only sell fufu, benku and other stuffs, that is what you should use for me. And it has to be natural, it has to look good. It has to be natural and it has to look good. It has to be natural and it has to look good. I remember some were complaining that they weren't seeing the quality they're seeing. It seems the quality they're seeing for the tutorial I'm doing is very blurred. So you come to your web browser. When you open your YouTube, as I've opened this one, you search for Richard Multimedia. If you've already subscribed, you can just search it, or you go to your subscribed list and you see, you search for Richard Multimedia, you find it here. You see, I'm live here, so day 9. So if you click on the video and it's showing, you come to this settings here and change the quality to 720p. That is the highest that I'm streaming this platform to. So it will just refresh and give you a better quality that you want, that you can use for, like, you can view for this tutorial. That's all for this one. So let's continue downloading our images. So we've gotten 4 images. I need additional 2. I think I need a pizza. So let me just search for pizza. I'll get varieties of pizza, different images. I think I want to go for this one, this pizza here. For tutorial's sake, I'll go for this pizza. We've gotten 5, left 1. Please, it's not forced to use the same images I'm using or try and get the same thing. No, get your own that will best fit the design and use it for your client. Last food, looking for last food. I'll go for this one here. Sometimes scouting for images takes time too, takes more time. So when you are free, just go online and you start searching for images and saving them. You can save some, can download some and keep it. By the end of this tutorial or this session, this 14-day session, I'll be giving out some free items and some paid items too. So I'll be posting some paid items, especially when it comes to the works that we are doing. I'll post the source files to seller, so you can pay a token and just download any of the resources that we've used here. I'll give you the resources, but it's not for free because we are not paying anything for this session. So we'll just add a token or a gift to this session and get some of the resource files that we are using here. So my 6 images is set. Now let me create my layout for the design, how I want it to be. How I want it to be. Well, this time around we are going to add our text so that we know the spaces that our text is going to take. So let me name it maybe house food. So if you want to change a text, you see this one, I just typed and it just came this way. So if you want to change all to capital letters or small letters, you come to text, then you come to change case to uppercase. I want to use uppercase. Change the font to Akira. So I'll need to reduce this font size here to, let me say, I think 60 will be okay for, let me use 55. Yeah, 55 is okay. So come and click on the shape 2 here to close up this gap a little, close up this gap a little. Now we expand it to display. I think it's fine. You see, when we were talking about hierarchy, change the text to white. So house food special. So this is the special, house food special. We change the font to the Casablanca font. I think that is one of my favorite signature fonts. So house food special. So the client might give you some details. So I want to fill it with this color here. House food special. I think I'll maintain this color here. I taught one thing in yesterday's lesson and the previous lesson when we started the Photoshop. Like if you want to add a contour to your text, so I showed you what these ones do: shadow, contour, blend, distort, extrude. This time when I'm using the contour, so I'll just click at the edge and drag, and see I'm dragging to get this stroke around. This is not a stroke. There is not a stroke. There is a difference between a stroke. Let me clear the contour. And there is a difference between a stroke. You can add stroke to your text. You see, I've added a white stroke to my text. I can change the stroke side when I come to object properties. Let me click and add the object properties to, where is the properties? Properties panel. So I've brought in the properties panel. I can change the stroke size, but this is not the right side I want, so I won't use a stroke for that. Undo to use a contour for this one, and I have to change the color to this one, so I'll just select this drop down and change the color to this color, because I want it to blend in very well. You see how it's blending in here? It's on top of the layer. So let me select or push it to the top a little. Push it to the top a little. Now let me draw a circle here. That is where I'll be putting my pizza. So let me just right click on the pizza and add a power clip to it. So we're going to add our power clip to this one. So if you double click here, you are going to expand this one here. So as we continue, I'll expand my pizza for it to look at least big on this, in the circle that I just created. So if I click on finish, this is how it looks like. That is not where we want to place it. We want everything to fit into this rectangle that we created at first. So you right click on the circle layer here and do another power clip and clip it inside this rectangle. You see what we are creating? We've clipped it inside the rectangle. So let's add other things to make this one too very nice. So we are going to create some shapes here, some squares here. So it's going to have the same size, let's say 1.5. So let's create this. We are going to rotate it 45 degrees. So you click on it and rotate it to 45 degrees. Let me add some blacks to fill to it. So we click on it and hit on the plus button here to add one here, plus button again to add this one. So we align these two to this one, to the middle one. So we select these two by clicking on this one, holding the shift key to click on this one again. Come to alignment. If you've not brought in your alignment, you can go to window, dockers, and align and distribute, or you can click on this plus button here and still add align and distribute. So when we are done with it, we align it to the top so that the top edges have the same alignment. Now we select all and make sure the distribute is to selected object, and we distribute this way so that the spaces here between this and these three squares are the same. Now let's click this one and this one, the right one and the left one, and group them by clicking Ctrl plus G to group them. Hit plus to duplicate and bring it down. Bring it down whilst holding the shift key. So now let's select all these ones. We align it to the middle. We align it to this one vertically, and make sure it's grouped, aligned center horizontally. This place too, we don't have to use this because we want it this way. So we just select all and right click on these two to ungroup, because if you don't ungroup and you add any power clip to it, it's going to affect your job. So we will just select this image, right click and power clip inside this one, first one, select this one, power clip inside this one, select this one, power clip inside this one, select this power clip inside this one, select this power clip inside this one too. Please, I hope you can see what we've created here. So we can just select all and remove the stroke from it, or add a white stroke. Either that will be nice to you. We select all, we group by right clicking and group, and bring them onto our design. For this one, you can choose to add a power clip inside the rectangle or maintain it this way, but this one I want us to leave it this way. So we added a stroke of 5. 0.5. Let me increase the stroke a little, or we can use this stroke 2 here. Let's add more designs to this one. Double click on the rectangle layer to open the first power clip that we use. Create a white circle here, right rectangle, click on it again to review the other shapes we can add to this one. Change the fill color to white, no outline color. Click on plus to duplicate it, add this color to it. You see, all the colors that you'll be choosing will be beneath this here, all the colors that you'll be using, so that when in CorelDRAW, when it gives you the colors for you to not to, let me say, miss the colors you are using, the exact color codes you are using for your job. So we come to objects. We see we need this rectangle layer here behind this circle, so we just drag it behind this paragraph, or bring this one upwards to change it. So this is what we've created so far. So let me add more text to it. You see, we learned how to bring in an icon, vectorize the icon. You see, right now that the icon is here, you see it has been pixelated. It means it is in pixels, so you have to make it change it to a vector, because you want to change the color and stuff. So you right click, come to outline trace, detailed logo. CorelDRAW will do its own magic. You see, it will be reading here. Now I click on OK, drag it here, delete this one. You see, it's containing another thing to it. So you ungroup, delete this one, select this, change the color to this color. Yeah, that's one thing that is good about CorelDRAW. You won't miss your colors, the exact color codes and stuff. So you miss those things. So let me align this work to the left. You see, I can bring in rulers too, so that I'll know how I'm doing, or the alignment I'm using for my job. Mostly you leave, when you're designing for a banner, you leave a 0.5. You see, 0.5, 1. Always make sure your spaces that you are leaving is 0.5. So your main thing that you are doing shouldn't go beyond those margins. So you say it's a margin. So if the person gives you some text, you can click on the text to add the text here. See, for now we are going to be using a dummy text. So let me choose some font, Montserrat, with a font size of 10, and come to text, paragraph text frame, insert a placeholder text. This is just a dummy text that I'm using for us to use as an example to what we are doing. Some might give you some text, maybe foods. They will want you to name the foods that they have, so you have to just do it for the customer. And make sure always your adjustment is fully adjust. So we add some context to it, maybe 0555555000. This might be someone's number, so please don't try to use it for your tutorial. This is for educational purpose, so you can just add any contact to it. Let me change this font to this font color. You see the colors that we used only, let me say, red, yellow and white. Isn't this beautiful for a banner? You can add more, but for now this is the minimal one that I'm teaching you for now. So I think it's good. It's good. Something simple. And please, the assignments I gave, it seems most of us didn't add our works to it. I'm seeing only 4 people who did the assignment. So please, if you haven't done yours, you can still do it and upload it. And the fact I'm still going to receive it, so I'll be waiting for your assignments too. And the core cards that we did yesterday, I posted mine, but I was waiting if anyone would have posted, but I didn't see anything there. So that's all for today's tutorial. So I'll be giving some assignments to us for us to practice. And please, there is going to be a master class too, which is not free. We are going to be paying something small, and at the end of this 14 days journey, some of us, the serious ones, are going to be added to the master class on a discount. Some are going to be free, some are going to get a discount. So if you want a discount or anything, and you are serious and you really want to learn, because this journey that we are going, I want to help some few people, because I know many are called but few are chosen. So I would like to put it out here on this page. If you are ready to learn and you are serious about it, just send me a DM and I'll cross-check some of the works that we've done, the assignments that we've done, and see how far. I'll be asking you some questions and know if you can join us or you can't, so that we know what to do in our next sessions and previous session. So that's all for today's lesson, as I said earlier. So we end today's lesson here. Please practice on this works, practice on the works we are doing. You see, practice makes man perfect. So let's all do our best and join in, so that the works that we do will be marvelous and be stunning. Please, if you have any question too, you can leave it to the page and I will answer everything that you need. Please, if you have any problem too, let us on the page, not personally, on the page, so that we can address every issue generally. So this is a minimal banner design for a restaurant. So for our subsequent years, I'll be bringing in some of the projects that I have for this week, so that we can all work on it and give feedbacks to the works that we are doing here. Thank you for joining us today. See you next time. Bye bye.